Hello everybody, how's it going? It's Grizzle Carl here, and I hope you're all well, and welcome back to War Thunder, where today I'm taking out the JU-288, but more importantly, I'm here to talk about air combat. And just the general how you can improve on being a pilot. Now, we've all seen these matches where teams have gone from, well, decimating the other team and then losing. And this is one of those situations. Now at the moment I'm just tooling around, bombing a few bases, not really looking for anything too hard to get into. And you can see that our team are busy trying to attack enemy bombers, which is often the case. They will group up and try their best to take out the enemy bombers as quick as possible for a quote-unquote, thank you neighbour, quote-unquote easy kill. Now we jump ahead here to a N900 here, and he is coming in to try and take an easy kill on me. Meanwhile, we've got two fighters around. So there's BF-109 below me, and the enemy fighter actually does a smart thing. Instead of trying to attack just me, he actually goes after the friendly fighter that has some damage to it. Unfortunately, the fighter is way too low and can't do a thing to save it. So now this NC900 is in a decent position to start attacking. Luckily, we've got a friendly that actually kept altitude. Now I'm going to go in and actually try an attack run. Yes, I'm in a bomber, but I'm going to try and attack the fighter. And this is going to distract him and allow our fighter to come in and swoop down to take him out. So he's coming in, he's gotten on my tail, I'm hailing him with bullets, and now we will have our friendly fighter come down to Tanaka Gur, we'll call it Tank. Tank Gur comes in, sees what we're doing, sees the battle going on from above, and now he can actually come in and take advantage of it. So you can see there the NC900 is busy attacking the friendly, takes out that BF-109. Tank up here keeps altitude, importantly, so he can actually get some energy on the enemy fighter below him. He waits for it to get distracted by me. As you can see, I'm coming in head on. He is coming in head on to me, technically, and is ignoring the enemy fighter that's about to attack him to try and get that easy kill on a bomber. Now, first of all, bombers are not that easy to kill. Second of all, he's just ignored this fighter, and that's going to allow an easy kill. So one less enemy plane down. Now, as you may have noticed there, we're losing quite badly. There's about 4 or 5 enemy planes on their team still, while we've only got 3. And one of them is me in a bomber. So come in for a quick landing, we're going to turn around and get back to base. Meanwhile, friendly fighter is kept in the air above me, just in case any fighters decide they want to try and take a quick nibble on the easy target bomber on the runway. Now, if you're playing a bomber, this is a really good role to play. Play as a lure. Bait people. You're going to help your team in the end, and you can still make some good positions. We jump back up to here to tank, and you can see there we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy planes to our 3 planes. We've got 2 fighters. That's it. 2 fighters and me in a bomber. Now, tank's got back up to altitude after killing the NC900 here. An important move. The enemy team are all at low altitude. Spots the enemy invader there, the A-26, and ignores it. That's a really important thing to do. Ignore bombers. Don't get sighted on bombers and just go for the attacks. You need to pick your targets. So, up here in the altitude, just keeping an eye out, just working out where the enemy planes are. There is a Narvel below him, and he's got the altitude advantage right now. So, Narvel is down there. He's going to come in and swoop down. Going to get that energy, going to get that speed. Now, behind him is another enemy fighter. So again, just keeping eyes on a swivel. Keeping your eye on the map, keeping your eye on the enemy planes. All important to do. spins it round, comes down, goes for the swoop. You can see the invader over there, that's not going to be too much of a threat. Narvel is going to try and turn, not got a chance, Sunshine, and that is kill number 2 for Tank. So, you can see the invader over there, and there is an F82 coming in now. So again, what does he do? Starts taking altitude once more. So there is a friendly Focke-Wulf 190 over there. Again, low altitude. Now those guys are going to start battling, so Tank's going to try and level out a little bit just to get some speed to try and get over there to help him. Jump back to me. So I'm just coming in for my bomb run. So this is my second bomb run. Going to get some more experience, more lions, you know, a nice easy bomb run for myself. Now while that battle is going on over in the distance, I'm just plugging away at the bases and trying my best to get the notice of some enemy fighters. I'm keeping low, so I've got some options, and it looks like a Tempest has taken notice of me and is coming in to attack. We've lost our 190, so back to the battle here with Tank. So the F82 comes in to the 190, head on to Tank. Tank gets out the way. The 190 allowed it to get on his tail. A much more manoeuvrable aircraft had an F82 on his tail, the Twin Stang. The Twin Stang now goes into a turn, and that is not going to work when you're fighting a BF-109. You're not going to out-turn one. Tank just keeps on this guy here, just in case he puts out the fire. Fires a couple of extra shots just to make sure that that guy's dead. Kill number 3. 2 planes versus 4. We're on a 2v4 now. They've got an A26, they've got a Tempest, they've got an AD4 and a something else as well. I can't remember what else they had actually. So now we're going to jump back to myself. Now that Tempest is on my tail. Now Tank actually has to come and take a landing because it needs to get some more bullets for the plane. So what am I going to do here? I'm not going to fly towards our airbase because that's going to put our fighter at a disadvantage. I'm going to try and lure them away from the airfields. For the love of all the gods, when you have a bomber on your team, when you're flying a bomber, and you know your friendly fighters need to land, don't just fly towards the airfield, because you're just going to get them killed. Yes, the AA might save you, but generally going to get them killed. Play smart, lure the enemy away. So we've got this Tempest on us now. We're not going to be able to do much towards him. There's another F82 on their team, that's right. Now, Tank's taken off, gotten into the air. I'm fighting that Tempest over there. The Tempest is on my tail, wants to take me out, and is purely focused on me. Instead of focusing on our one remaining fighter, he is focused on getting that bomber kill. So, we've managed to stay alive a little bit longer. Tempest is still on us. This is going to be a tough fight, but we have some very good guns in our tail, and the Tempest is just going to sit on our 6. We're going to pepper him with a few shots. Going to try and maneuver a little bit, try and get out the way as much as we can. And that's another thing you can do, is you can actually turn fight slightly with bombers. You don't have to just fly in a straight line. Actually maneuver the plane. Fly it. Don't just sit there like a sitting duck. Hail of gunfire towards the Tempest. We've done a couple of bits of damage. He's set us on fire. We've managed to damage some of its cooling. Now, instead of just burning up here, I tilt my plane, get the wing up in the air, switch off the engines, and now try and starve the fire out. Happens instantly. Job done. We're going to be able to keep flying. That Tempest now has the choice of letting us just fly on and crash, which we will do, because we are very damaged, or coming in for another attack. And the Tempest chooses to come in to try and finish us off, to make sure he gets the kill. And that is a huge mistake. We've absolutely routed the Tempest's engine now. We've effectively taken it out of combat. Now he gets closer. Bang. That's the end of the Tempest. We've been taken down, but we have managed to take out one of their fighters. This has made it a 3-on-1 attack for Tank. One Tempest out of the situation. An F82. An AD1 I think it is, sorry, not an AD4. And a A26 Invader. The F-82 is coming up to meet Tank. So this has turned an almost certain victory for that enemy team into a possible loss. Now luckily we've got a very skilled pilot here. Now ignore the engine damage, that's just a bug with the replay. So Tank's got a couple of choices. He's going to take out the A-26 first. Now the A-26 is a tricky target. Now, as I did say about taking out bombers, if you've got the opportunity and they're low and you're not going to really disadvantage yourself, go for it. In this situation, Tank's most likely going to lose the match. So, going to just try and take out that A-26, keeps at a distance, takes the shots and pulls off rather quickly. Makes sure to keep a sort of good distance and not get eaten up by the 50 cals. He managed to take out that A-26. That could have been a target that could have damaged. What you'll see a lot of pilots do to those kind of planes is actually head on. Do not head on one of those planes. They have more 50 cals in their nose than most battleships. Tank's going to gain altitude again. The only remaining real fighter on their team is that F-82. So, taking a bit of a risky move here. Coming in head on. Dodges at precisely the right time. That F-82 is now at a superior disadvantage because he's now going to try and get into a turn fight. You do not want a turn fight with a more nimble plane. You can see Tank just going up, looping around, and he's now going to get behind the F-82, and that is an easy kill. The F-82 should have just kept flying straight. His advantage is going for the head-ons, not getting into a turn fight with a BF-109. Finally, there's the AD1. I think it's the AD1 or AD4. I'm trying to remember exactly. I'm watching the replay on my slightly smaller monitor, so a bit hard to see. But basically a ground attacker that is really just focusing on ground targets. This should be a relatively easy kill. Gone from a 6-on-2 advantage to a 3-on-1 advantage to a 1v1 now. And that is how quick it can turn if you don't focus on the important targets. Now what this team should have done is actually focused on Tank. Both of those planes should have focused on the remaining fighter. Go for fighters first. Don't just target bombers. Bombers aren't going to win the game instantly unless you've got a formation of B-29s. You know, it's not a bad situation. Just let the bases go down. Tank comes in, easy kill. Kill number 6. An ace +1. Victory, victory from the jaws of defeat there for the team. And really good flying by Tank. Yeah, absolutely saved the match. And that's the thing, is if you fly smart, you're going to get those good wins. You're going to get a huge amount of RP, you're going to get a huge amount of Silver Lions. Focus on fighters, don't focus on bombers, and just pick the correct targets. Let's jump to the post-battle screen results. So, we can see here, ended up with a nice 26,000 research points, a nice 114,000 Silver Lions. So we got a really nice reward out of that battle for ourselves, and I imagine Tank would have got a very good reward himself. So, you know, as I said, just focus on fighters, fly smart, don't just go for the easy targets, and don't bait yourself. It's not that hard to win matches, but it's very easy to lose them. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye.